This episode is all about fur, how to draw it correctly in tattoos, the common mistakes tattoo artists make, and what not to do. Stick around till the end of the video and you'll get the hang of it. I'm Alex Kutcher. Let's get started. So you can draw fur in tons of ways, but I'll show you a few effective methods that'll give you a solid understanding and a good foundation for growth. Let's kick things off with some mistakes you might be making. The first one is a poorly transferred stencil. Don't try to sketch out every single hair strand because you'll just end up with a big, confusing mess. Focus on drawing the main hair direction, the darkest areas, and key details like eyes, nose, and whiskers. If you try to sketch every strand, you'll just confuse yourself. But at the same time, don't oversimplify the stencil either, because then you'll find yourself guessing and making stuff up during the process, drifting away from the original design. Clients can pick up on your uncertainty or confusion, which doesn't set the best vibe for the session. So, my first tip to stay confident during the session is to make a stencil that you clearly understand and keep referring to the original design often. The more you glance at it, the fewer mistakes you'll make. Remember, a well-made stencil is already 70% of a good job. Another possible mistake is using too much gel. If you slap on too much gel while transferring the stencil and it ends up all smeared, you're going to have a hard time figuring out anything in that mess. Next, and this probably should have been the first point, is your initial preparation and experience. This means you're trying to tackle a job that's beyond your current skill level. No matter how confident you are, if you jump straight into doing this kind of tattoo on a person without the proper skills, you know what's going to happen. I won't even say it. Practice on synthetic skin first, get some training, learn to do fur well, and then move on to real skin. The more synthetic skins you cover, the better, and this applies to any tattoo style, not just fur. For those who are new to drawing fur, I recommend starting with that. Practice creating it in drawings first. Lighten the original image as much as possible, and sketch everything with a pencil like a cheat sheet. You'll develop the motor skills and understanding of the principles behind creating such drawings. For creating fur in my tattoos, I use a few different needle options. 3RL, 5RS, and 9RM. Remember, when working with fur, you often won't have a sharp, defined outline, just thin sketches of shapes. But you might ask, why use a liner needle? The 3-round liner is great for drawing each hair strand, kind of like you would with a pencil. Starting from point A, where you insert the needle under the skin, you move in the direction of the hair growth. Since there's no point B where you need to exit the skin, you do a smooth, gentle hand movement, shading from darker at point A to lighter as you exit. Using a round magnum is convenient for creating V-shaped clumps of fur. In almost every fur composition, if you're drawing a tiger, you'll need to draw both clumps and individual hairs. Of course, you won't get it perfect right away. We all started with less than perfect work. I used to be terrified of drawing fur, avoiding clients who asked for it and coming up with excuses not to deal with it. But you have to work on it. Over time, you'll learn which gray wash to use for specific areas of fur, what voltage to set on your tattoo machine, and how to perfect your hand pressure and speed. From my experience, drawing furry animals is one of the toughest and most tedious texture processes. First, you have to draw each hair individually, and second, you need to keep an eye on the overall picture, risking disrupting the delicate shadow balance. Honestly, I've never met a sane artist who enjoys drawing furry bears and other hairy animals. It can get boring and frustrating, but damn it, if you want to achieve something, don't give up. The biggest mistake is to quit now. For those seriously considering a career in tattoo artistry, I invite you to join our online tattoo school. You'll get training from scratch, even if you have no prior knowledge, and quickly become a confident tattoo artist. We'll share secrets, knowledge, and experience accumulated over many years. To sign up for a consultation, just comment below or contact us using the details in the video description. Either I or one of my assistants will definitely get back to you. Also, we are official partners of Tattoo Stars, a massive tattoo community and mobile app where you can find renowned tattoo artists, studios, shops, and equipment manufacturers from all over the world. All our graduates get free lifetime access to all the premium features of the app, helping you find clients from the start of your career and saving you money on advertising for years to come. For all our subscribers and viewers, we have a promo code that will boost your profile to the top in the Tattoo Stars app for 30 days and give you free access to participate in online tattoo battles during this period. I'll leave the promo code code and links in the video description. Another mistake when tattooing animals is the whiskers. Often people make them black or don't include them at all, leaving us with a cat without whiskers. But if you look closely, they often need to be white instead. So why outline them if there's no outline at all? There's shading between the whiskers, and yes, it can be tricky to get in there, but no one's rushing you. Your job is to work around them and then highlight them with white at the end using a fine needle. Never make the whiskers black unless they're actually black. For tigers, the whiskers are usually white and should stand out against the dark background. Yes, it's tedious and boring, but it's better to take your time and show maximum detail. I'll be honest, you probably won't be able to replicate every single hair, whisker, and stroke exactly as in the sketch, and even if you do, it'll take forever. But you should aim for the final result on the skin to closely resemble the sketch. Your tattoo will look its best even if it slightly differs from the original. Another major mistake is doing animal tattoos with fur elements using only one shade of black without incorporating gray washes. If you do, the healed image will likely be too dark and muddy, which is a serious mistake and won't do you any favors. Over time, you'll get the hang of it and be able to shade with just one shade of black using a single RL needle. But early in your career, I recommend using at least 3 shades of black for your shading work. It's hard to show exactly which gray wash to use in a video, but you can easily find sets of 3 or more shades of black or gray already mixed and ready to use. These are better than making your own gray wash because the manufacturers use finely ground pigment that doesn't grain or pixelate. Once the ink settles, about 1 to 2 months after the session, your shadows will be smooth and even. As for concerns about the longevity of tattoos done with gray washes, I can't say these tattoos are any less durable than those done with other techniques. Theoretically, old-school tattoos with a higher pigment concentration might last longer, but in practice, I haven't seen a difference. It all depends on how well the tattoo is cared for throughout its life, including exposure to the sun, tanning beds, saunas, and so on. A few words on trauma. Gray wash techniques are generally not traumatic because the pigment is gradually introduced. So don't freak out if working with light gray washes causes the skin to turn red, making it look like a skin condition. Relax. It's normal. To wrap things up, here are a few tips. Don't bite off more than you can chew and take on work that's too challenging for you at this stage. Everything has its time. Believe in yourself and keep moving towards your goal. You'll get there. See you later.